it. Hi guys, it's Fred here. Welcome to the channel. If this is your first time, welcome to the channel again. This channel has been set up especially for you. If you've ever wanted to start your own business, hire someone, fire someone, build a global brand, start a luxury line, start a YouTube channel. If you ever wanted to do something crazier than what you're doing right now, this is the channel for you. This channel is specially set up for entrepreneurs, for people who want to start businesses, for young people in school who haven't figured out what they want to do with themselves, for people who are tired of the way things are going in the country and in their lives, who want to make big changes. But you got to make big changes one step at a time. And the first thing you need to do is subscribe to this channel, like it, share it, give it to anybody who you think will need this kind of information. Alright? Let's jump right into it. The first thing I wish I knew when I was starting the company was to set goals. Everybody needs goals. Without goals, we're like a car with a lot of fuel that's not going in any given direction. When you're setting goals, always remember that they have to be SMART goals. SMART, not just the word, but SMART actually stands for specific, measurable, achievable, reasonable, and time-bound. Let me give you an example of a SMART goal. I want to start a t-shirt company in Ghana. I want it to be the biggest t-shirt company in Africa by 2020, having 50 stores across the US, France, Burkina Faso, and Togo. I want to employ 3,000 people by 2019, and 15 of them need to be women, and 25 need to be men, and 40 need to be tall, dark, and lovely. These are examples of how you set specific goals. When you have specific goals, you have something to wake up to every day. You have something that is bigger than what you're used to, something that pushes you beyond your limit every day. For us, when we started, we were one of the first few people to start doing t-shirts. And so we were just happy making t-shirts and sending them to our friends. Our goals, we just did whatever we wanted, whenever we wanted, and the company is no more. Lesson number one, always start with SMART goals. The second lesson is to build your strategy around your customer. Now that you've already determined what your goals are, you need to determine how you're going to achieve these goals. There are so many different ways in which we can achieve goals. Do you want to go to Kilimanjaro? How long is it going to take you to get there? How are you going to get there? Are you going to go by foot? Are you going to go by car? Are you going to go by airplane? Now, if you have goals, ridiculous goals, like making $1 million within the next month, you're definitely going to do things differently from someone who's trying to make $1 million within the next year. Strategy is very important in building your company because that's the brain work, that's the research, that's where you have to ask questions and you have to go online and you have to ask experts and you have to just find out what is really going to take for it to work. Now, one example of strategies is positioning. In positioning, we have three different ways in which you can position your company. You can either be a mass producer, you can do differentiation, or you can be niche. In terms of cars, Tata is mass produced, Toyota is differentiation, and Bugatti is for the niche market. Now, once you know what you want to do, you have to figure out how you want to do it, and that's where strategy comes in. If you know how you want to get to the people you need to get to, you won't waste your time and your resources on activities that you don't need to be doing. So take your time and think about the right strategy that will help you get to your customer. That's lesson number two. Lesson number three, you have to have a budget. You have to write down all your expenses. I know people don't like talking about money. It makes us feel funny. But the truth is, if you're doing business, you're doing it to make money. That means all your expenses, you need to write them down and you need to make sure that you're making more sales than you're making expenses. It's simple, common logic. It doesn't matter if you're doing it with your friend or with your brother. As long as time is going in, you need to measure your time. You need to put a value on your time. If you're using your car or borrowing your dad's car or working out of your parents' garage, you need to put a value on it because that is all value that you're putting into your company. Now, if you don't respect your money, how do you expect an investor to put money in your company? Let him know. What's very important to most businesses is getting investment at a certain point. So I believe if you want to get investment, you have to show an investor that you've already put in time, you've already put in money, and everything is well documented. When we started the t-shirt company, we didn't have a budget. I was a student and I was getting done with school, and all my friends were getting done with school, and we just put money in and we bought t-shirts and we put them in the car and we drove around, and at the end of the day we made sales, but we didn't do the accounting. So at the end of the day, even though we were making sales, we were making losses because we spent so much time driving on the other side of town to deliver a t-shirt that it didn't make sense. So lesson number 3 is you need to have a budget. You need to write down your expenses. You need to delegate. Listen, you can't do everything yourself. You cannot do everything yourself. Even if you're working with your brother or a close friend, you still need to have roles, and everybody needs to know what they need to do in the company. When we started the company, we were all very young, and because we were such good friends, nobody wanted to take any titles. Nobody wanted to be CEO, no one wanted to be head of production, nobody wanted to be the driver, and so everybody was everybody. But then when there was an issue, there was no one to blame, and that's the problem with not having roles. When you have roles, everyone wakes up and they know what they need to do that day. A company is merely a system, and a system is a group of parts working together towards the greater good. Someone needs to be at the front and have the vision. Somebody needs to be on the ground every day making sure the vision ticks. Somebody needs to be in the back making sure that everybody is comfortable. Somebody needs to be counting the money. Somebody needs to be marketing. So there's so much to do in the company. And if you really want your company to be successful, you need to say, these are the roles, and then you need to find people who fit into these roles. You don't want to get someone who's really good with numbers going out to do marketing. If you're really good at doing marketing, find somebody who can complement you so that your business will be based on people who complement each other, not people being forced to do something they don't want to do. But the thing about being an entrepreneur is you don't always get to do what you want to do. Sometimes you put all the roles on paper, it can be 5 pages long, and you have to do all of it. Sometimes you have to do it until someone sees what you're doing and believes in you and is ready to step in and help you take up some of the roles that you're doing. So, point number 4 is delegate. Have your roles very well articulated and try and fill in the positions accordingly. 5, do not get too comfortable. Sometimes when we start a business and it starts doing well, we're so surprised at its success that we take a step back and we allow people to catch up, we allow people to copy, we allow people to come into work a few minutes later, leave a few minutes earlier. All these small things, every company that has ever failed has never failed overnight. It has been a series of small things coming together. People being complacent, being a little rude, not caring about that one customer, just letting things slide. When we started our company, I think we came up with the very first meme ever in Ghana. It's a design done by Hansen Akati. He's one of the best illustrators in Ghana. And you'll see this. It was very common in 2008, and we just got so caught up in the hype, and we forgot about the business itself. The business was about production, it was about sales, it was about customer management, it was about retention, it was about growth. Keep your eyes on the ball. Don't get caught up in your own hype. So lesson number 5 is do not get complacent. Do not get comfortable, because someone's coming after you and they're coming hard. I just went over the 5 things I wish I knew when I was starting my business. Just to give you a recap, point number 1, you have to set smart goals. Point number 2, you have to have a strategy built around your customer. Point number 3, you have to have a budget. You have to write down all your expenses. Point number 4 is you have to delegate, and have specific roles for all the positions in your company. And the last but not least, point number 5 is do not get too comfortable, because once you start getting comfortable, that's when you start losing. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed our time today. I've been doing this for the last 10 years, and like I said, I've learned so much and I have so much more to give. We're looking forward to doing workshops, more YouTube videos, We're going to do interviews with some of the greatest young entrepreneurs in Ghana. We're looking to really revolutionize the entrepreneurial environment in Ghana. You know, we want to do something that doesn't require $1 billion to start. We want to have a bunch of people come together with a common idea and be able to put them together so that they can start businesses together, so that they can change their environment, so that they can change their own future, their own destinies. A lot of people are working in places where they don't necessarily want to be, but they have to pay the bills. Life is not all about paying the bills. Life is about living. And on this channel, we are doing our best to make sure that you're going to live your life to its full potential, and that is with a whole network of people who believe the same thing. So, if you like what you've heard so far, if you enjoyed today's video, I implore you to like it, to share it, and to subscribe at the bottom right on the red link over there. Do it now.